y'all, Jim Pankey here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about your right hand. And I know I didn't cover a lot of that in my initial instruction videos because basically what I hoped that you would do is look at my right hand, see how I'm wearing my picks, how I'm holding my hand, and just kind of copy that. I'm not saying that my right hand is the way to do it. You can look at hundreds and hundreds of pickers and all of our heroes, and they all hold their hands a little differently. And that's definitely true. And what you might find for you is different than what you might find me doing. But there's some things that are definitely always going to be kind of right. So let's talk about those things. When you put your hand on the banjo, I want you to look at mine. You can see kind of where I'm resting my fingers. And yes, I want you to rest your fingers. When I first started, I didn't rest my fingers. I just kind of hovered. And I struggled being accurate. I went to, I don't even remember where I was, but somebody said to me, you need to be planting both them fingers. And so I did. I put both of those fingers down. And look at my banjo head, and look where I put those down. Now, I don't plant both anymore. I only do my pinky. I don't know when exactly that change happened, but it happened. And I really don't anchor both anymore. And that's a comfort thing. But I will encourage you to anchor something. Anchor your ring finger, anchor your pinky, anchor them both. But do one of those. Thank me later. You will definitely benefit from it. Notice where I am. I'm fairly close to my bridge, and that's hard to show, and you'll see that in the that video right there. You will see how close I am to the bridge. And so you want to be fairly close. I tell my students when we do one-on-ones, kind of come off that bridge, and that's kind of where one of your fingers needs to be resting. I mean, I can look and see where I've been resting, and you can do that too. You certainly, and I have a video talking about dynamics, and you can certainly move up into here. And as you can see, I've started to wear a spot here, but most of my practice is practicing lead breaks like you're probably doing. But you can move up, but you don't want to kind of live in the middle. You need to kind of move around a little bit. And if you're playing a lead break, you kind of want to be near the bridge to get that traditional pop, that crackle, that bluegrass sound. And that's where you're going to find it. So you need to be here. You with me? Another thing you want to do is you want to be as close to the strings as possible. Watch that video. If your fingers are flying way away, and I hate to show you how not to do something, and y'all know that you can probably look back through all of my videos. I'll never show you how to not do a thing. So I'm not even going to demonstrate. But if your fingers are far away from the strings, that's going to be a problem. I mean, think of it like a target. Targets are easy to hit when they're close. And so you want to keep your hand as close to the strings as possible. You don't want to be far away, and you want to keep your fingers kind of hovering over those strings with your right hand. That applies to the left too, but we're not talking about the lefty today. It's just the right. Another thing, wear your picks. You need to curve your picks so that they kind of curve around the tip of your fingers. Now, there are exceptions, players that are exceptions to that, but I think you're going to find that if you'll curve those picks around your fingers, that's going to make life a little easier. You're going to be able to get a little closer. Also, your picking motion is kind of this come here motion. That's your motion. It's not this. No, I'm not going to show you how not. It's a come here motion, and that's going to give you the most speed and control. You also want to make sure that your hand stays relatively still. Don't be moving your hand around, okay? Use your fingers to pick with. And notice how my fingers are curled. You can watch in that little video. You should see how that's working, I hope. So keep your hands still. The only thing you're going to rest on the banjo head is these two fingers, pinky ring or pinky and ring. Don't flatten your hand against, I'm showing you again what not to do. But this is a common mistake that I see, and people will collapse their wrists down against the head. Maybe that's working for you, but I think in the long run, it's going to be best if you try to keep a neutral wrist or even with a little bit of bend. And there again, kind of refer to a video. That's how I do it. It doesn't have to be a big exaggerated arch. It just has to be comfortable. You don't want anything bent or weird, you know. I'm not saying to keep it perfectly straight. You'll need a little bit of bend, but it's bend this way, not that way, okay? Like I say, I really don't like showing you how not to do it, but sometimes it's just better that way. Watch the little video that I'm about to, I'll blow this up and let you see it and let you hear how that works. And so you decide, you know, where that sounds good to you, but definitely be close to your bridge. Keep this part of your hand off the head. Rest your fingers. Curl these fingers, and remember, you're pulling a trigger. That's the motion. Come here is what you're after. I hope these tips help you. Rest on your armrest. You can see on my armrest where I rest is here, but keep in mind, I'm a big guy. I've got big monster long arms, so what works for me, you may have to alter, but find a place that's comfortable. You don't want to have a whole lot of tension in your body, and just rest that hand and get used to that. And then you can start moving around and working on the dynamics video. I'll post a link to that too. Hope this helps. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments how it's working for you in the future. And thanks to Power Cord Tie-Dyes for the shirt. Thanks, dude. We'll see y'all. Hey, y'all, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit a like button and leave a comment. Maybe share it with your friends. If you want to help my channel grow, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications when I post new stuff, ring that bell. Thanks, y'all.